கல்லாலிடல் மலைவில்லார் அருளிய பொல்லாரினை மலர் நல்லார் புனைவரை. We wish to give a presentation on an introduction to Saiva-siddhanta philosophy. My sincere thanks to the Nalvar Potral Association, mainly my friend Mr. Patabi, who is behind this initiative. What we mean by Saiva-siddhanta philosophy? In general today, people are not showing interest to learn philosophies. That's a fact. Reason being, they feel it is a subject which is highly boring and it is dry. I'll put it this way, it is unfortunate. It is taught in such a way, that's a problem. Especially Saiva-siddhanta philosophy. I've seen many people who have started learning, they are not able to leave it, or they wanted to study further on this. Because Saiva-siddhanta philosophy presents its principles in a very logical way. Today, the youth, especially, they are ready to accept anything you teach. But only thing is, they wanted to have it in a very logical way. Many times, unfortunate, when they put the questions, we are not in a position to answer convincing their logics. That's the reason this exercise gets failed. But fortunately, Saiva-siddhanta philosophy on its own has all principles meeting the logics. Moreover, it actually presents its principles all scientifically proven. Thousands of years back they have said something. Today this world, or the so-called scientists, they are inventing it or they are discovering the facts. But this has been already recorded in our ancient literature. So, all the philosophy, all the points given in Saiva-siddhanta meet the logics and the basis from science. Dr. Theos Bernard writes, the Saiva-siddhanta philosophy actually presents 36 categories of materials which is been given to the soul to experience this world. We call it in Tamil, it is 36 tattvam. It is 36 categories. Vaishnava philosophy also speaks about it, which speaks 24, in fact, as the number. So what is this 36? How it's been derived? Very interesting to learn actually. Dr. Theos Bernard, who has learned, he is writing, the sum of 36 categories is no mere metaphysical speculation, but is purely based on scientific principles on logical account. He says both. The 36 categories are actually derived or written with the logic behind and purely based on science. Dr. G. Pope, we know about him. A reverend father came to India to spread his own religion, learnt Tamil, for the purpose of spreading his religion. He learnt Saiva philosophy. Finally, he became a great Saiva-siddhanta scholar. That is the Saiva-siddhanta's supremacy. He translated the greatest work of Swami Manikavasara, the Thiruvasagam, everybody knows. He translated to English, one of the best translations today. While translating, he gave the important fact that without knowing Saiva-siddhanta, learning Thiruvasagam will not actually fulfill the purpose. So, he gave a note, or I can say an introduction to Saiva-siddhanta, so that people can have some idea about the philosophy and start reading Thiruvasagam so that they can realize the values. While doing this, he actually took a lot of hymns from Thiruvaruppayan, and another Tamil book written by Sri Umapati Sivacharya. He started taking here, there as for reference, and fortunately, he has taken all the 100 hymns from that book, which means while doing translation of Thiruvasagam, another translation has happened simultaneously. That is a Thiruvaruppayan translation. He says, Saiva-siddhantam is the choicest product of Dravidian intellect. It is the most elaborate, influential, and undoubtedly the most intrinsical valuable of all the religions. Dr. G. Pope, a Reverend Father, in fact, who has come with a purpose of conversions, he is writing about Saiva-siddhanta. It is the most elaborate, influential, and undoubtedly the most intrinsical valuable of all the religions. Now we can understand at what depth this Saiva-siddhanta speaks. What is Saiva-siddhanta? There are two words, Saiva-siddhanta. What is Saivam or Saiva? Who is a Saivite? Let me put it very simple. People who worship Lord Shiva, they are Saivites. Simple. So Saivam is a religion of people who worship Lord Shiva as their main deity. Sir, is it so? We were thinking something Saivites means it's vegetarian. But you are not speaking anything about the food. No, certainly not. So, but my father was a Christian. I am actually basically from Arabia. Nothing it matters. Nothing it matters. If you worship Lord Shiva, you are a Saivite. Irrespective of your caste, creed, the position, social status, where you belong, what language you speak, what about your parents, nothing matters. There is a book called Peruvaar, which everybody knows, where Swamigal, the author, writes very clearly, En nilayil ninralum ekkolam kondalum manniya seer sangaran thal maravamai porul, which means whatever may be your status, whatever may be your positions, wherever you are, if you believe, if you worship Lord Shiva's feet, that's the meaning of Saiva. There's another word called Siddhantam. Siddhantam is a Tamil word which speaks, I can simply put it, as a principle or a policy. Everyone in the world has some policies. Somebody has a policy of waking up in the morning before 6 o'clock. Somebody has a policy of not waking before 9 o'clock. Whatever it is, everyone has a policy behind. The policies are the principles of the Saivites is called Saiva-siddhanta. What does it speak? Who are we, the souls? Where we come from? Who is this Lord Shiva? What is the relation between us? And why I am experiencing lot of difficulties in this world today. At the same time, where I am getting from some happy moments also. What is the role of Lord Shiva in this? And where I am going far? If I continue to go like this, what is the end? Really it matters. All these questions are answered very logically. Simply to put, people say, whatever I have done in my earlier births, I am experiencing the impact of it now. If that's the way, if that's an answer, true. But a question will be put. Are we not aware that while doing a sin that we will face the penalty for it? If you answer, no, I don't know, sir, then my another question will be, is it such a big punishment justifiable for a sin which you have done inadvertently, without knowing or without realizing the impact? You have done something as a child. Is it right to give such a big punishment? Suppose if we say, no, I know that, but even then I did, then the question will be put, knowing very well about the impact, then why you did? Who made you to do? And Lord Shiva, like all the other religions also, everywhere it is spoken, whatever maybe it's a Christianity or Muslim or Vaishnavite or Jains or Buddhas, whatever it is, generally God will be described as a character of love. It's always mercy. That's how we speak. Same way here also it speaks. So it's such a character how they will impart a sorrowful event to a person. So it's very clear it is not given by God. It is actually done by us. Because of that, we are not able to enjoy the happiness throughout. So what made us to do this? We call it in Saiva-siddhantam, there is a material called anavamalam. In Tamil, in English, generally we call it as ego, but it is more than that ego. In fact, ego is also one of the characters from anavamalam. I can say as something like a vanity, but still I am not able to give the right word because that's a very big element in Saiva-siddhanta philosophy, which is basically responsible for all our despairs, our sorrowfulness, our worries, our anger. What all the things today we consider as a bad thing in life are all created by this anavamala. So there are three basic elements. One, soul, that is we. That's one product, that is God who gives us all the happy moments. There is one more product, anavamala, which gives all the sorrowful moments, responsible for giving it. Soul as a fact has a tendency to make an alliance with anavamala as well as with God, which means it cannot function on its own. Soul needs somebody to be with them. Whenever it is with the anavamala takes an upper hand and soul is suppressed and all the sorrowful things follow. When the soul associates with God, God actually guides. So all the good things happen or we enjoy. So the Saiva philosophy says, time memorial this philosophy persists, and the soul, all these three, the soul, the God and the anavamala, they are ever existing. That's how the philosophy presents. It is not created by anyone. It's an ever existing product. And time immemorial, the association of soul and anavamala has happened. So the powers of soul, generally soul as the three, we call it as Sakti in Tamil, which means Icha Sakti, Kriya Sakti and Jnana Sakti. Icha means the ability to have likings, dislikings. Kriya means actually the ability to act or do. Jnana means the ability of understanding, or it is the knowledge we call. these three are hidden or covered by anomala and association. So what it happens? Soul becomes inactive. With all these powers already have, but all become now actionless. So it's making the soul at more or less something we call as a dead product now. On this, actually God comes in, who helps the soul to get out of this anomala. Purely on His mercy He does this. So He believes, first the soul has to act so that the grip of anomala becomes loose. So He creates this world, He gives body, He gives parts of the body, He gives lot of materials in the world for us to enjoy. All this He makes it from an element called Maya. So far I have spoken about God, soul and Anavam. Now one more product I am saying, it's Maya. In Tamil we call it as Maya. So from Maya, God creates this world, the body and everything for us. With all this a platform set for us to play. Anyway, we need God's help for the actions to happen. A football ground is set, the ball is there, post is there, ground is there. But the person should have the ability to run, because now actually this Kriya Sakti, which means the action power, that also been hidden by Anava. So God gives that power from an element called karma or kanmam in Tamil. So whatever we do is from kanmam, which is karma. So I have spoken 5 things now: God, soul, Anava, Maya and karma. This philosophy revolves around these 5 subjects, and the association from anomala is slowly being delinked by God's mercy. That is how all these births are happening. It is a birth, again a birth and again a birth, which means, but rest assured, we are going towards God. Anomala is here, soul is here, God is here. Let me say like this: as much as you disassociate from anomala, you are going towards God. Or God helps you to disassociate from you from the anomala and takes him near. And one day, today, it's an first stage, we call it as Kevala Nilai in Tamil. It's Kevala, which means it is fully merged with the anomala and actionless. Now we are in a stage called Sagala Nilai, which means we are enjoying this world. We have this world from Maya. We have God's help now. Also we have the anomala still working on it, which says, I know everything, I can do this, I am so powerful, people are inferior to me. All this comes from this anomala. Today we are having it, but slowly we are going towards actually God's feet, which means this anomala, slowly we are distancing ourselves with it. It has no impact on us thereafter. As I said, this is a product which always exists, but it cannot have an impact on us. So we go to the God's feet. That we call as the Sutta Nilai in Tamil, which is called Moksha or Mukti. In Tamil or the Saiva-siddhanta, Moksha speaks a little different. But let us just speak about this Mukti, which means we attain the Lord's feet. Thereafter there is no anomala. So nothing for now, no material available, or it's there to create a sorrowful events for us. So purely we stay in this soul. We leave this body, we leave this world, whatever God has given for us to experience, everything we enjoy and leave it. We leave this anomalam also, and we just go to the God's feet. As I was saying, the soul, which has a tendency to get the complete effect of the product to whom it's getting associated. When it was with association with anomala, actually it lost all its powers, and Anomala was on the upper hand. Now when it goes to God, again the same thing. We will be just doing everything Anomala, everything God does it now. In Thiruvasagam, Sivapuranam, everybody knows. Selvar Sivapurathin Ullar Shivanadikil Pallorum Yetta Panindu, which means we